For this episode of Let's Talk Jinx, we usually save discussing the patch for every 2 weeks when the patch comes out. But I noticed something when I saw the preview so far of what the patch is going to be, a pattern if you will. And as Jinx players, I kind of wanted to give us a little bit of a heads up before it hits us in the face. And that's that it looks like, in fact, Riot does think assassins are weak across the board after the stat changes. So there's a lot of assassin items, for example, that are getting buffed. However, tanks also apparently became a bit weaker than they wanted to, so they're trying to bring them back up as well. So on one hand, we have assassins that might be getting a bit of a buff across the board with their itemization in the next patch. However, one of the things that might be nice, because even though tanks might be getting buffed, Jinx is still a tanks destroying AD carry, and so that actually might not be too much of a problem for her. So if the meta switches to being assassin favored, we might have a problem. But if the meta switches to being more tank favored, we have two solutions. One, ourselves, because Jinx can DPS tanks as long as they're not diving on her face. But two, whenever tanks are meta, assassins tend to not be as good anyways, because either they're picked and the tank might CC them, or your team maybe has the tank, maybe even a tank support, so you have multiples, and you have a better 5v5 because their assassin has the split push because he can't team fight very well against you guys. You have too much CC. And if he tries to split push, you guys group as 5 and force fights places or push together somewhere and kind of negate their split pushing strategy. Now, of course, this is all said in theory and execution, especially with solo queue, games can go differently, but I do want to also mention, looks like Kraken Slayer and Lethal Tempo are going to be getting nerfs in the next patch as well. I know some people, they have different things they take when it comes to the rune for Jinx, whether it be Lethal Tempo, some take Conquer even, etc. But Lethal Tempo specifically is going to be getting nerfed, but Kraken Slayer is also going to be getting nerfed, and I don't know how I feel about that one, only because if you're already going to be buffing tanks, you might not also want to nerf the item that also is good against tanks. Like maybe you want to do one or the other, see how it lands first, but okay. There is going to be a system adjustment for Grievous Wounds. It's not a buff or a nerf, it's kind of like a neutral power thing they say. And then I'll really quickly we'll give a look at some of the champions that are getting buffed and nerfed too, just because. Let's see, when it comes to some buffs, AD carry wise, well support wise, I should say, we got Rakan. Let's see, Rise, Taric. Okay, so Taric is a support, Rakan is a support, Samir and Caitlyn are both AD carries, just straight up. Aphelios, okay, no, hold on, timeout, Riot, really? So Jinx Aphelios meta, like all season long, it's a problem. Let's nerf Jinx, let's nerf Aphelios, let's nerf the mythic item both of them are using, let's nerf them again, mainly Jinx again, and now Aphelios gets to get buffed back. Are you serious? Man, okay, I'm biased. Alright. Nerfs, however, we do got a couple nerfs in here. So we got, let's see, Senna's getting nerfed, especially in pro play if you know that whole Senna strat. Kog'Maw's getting nerfed, which is interesting. I still don't really see Kog'Maw in my games. Do you guys see Kog'Maw in your games? Comment below. Let's see what else here. Bottom lane wise, not a lot of bottom lane nerfs, but that one stands out to me as a buff because I'm a little bit biased. Tahm Kench is getting buffed at least, so if you want to play Jinx and you got a good Tahm Kench with you, they'll protect you and they'll be stronger to do so. So there you go. But yeah, it's mainly a preview. Obviously, none of these are set in stone. This isn't the patch coming out like tomorrow or something, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Just want to give you a heads up a bit. Assassins could be coming back, or tanks could be coming back. It's usually either or because assassins are a bit more bursty, early game stuff like that. Tanks want to CC them and kind of make them not be able to do what they want to do. So even though they're getting buffed, it could be beneficial to us, because then also we're good at killing tanks if we have to deal with them on the enemy team as a Jinx. We just might have to do it without Kraken Slayer and Lethal Tempo. But that's all from this video from me. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, the actual subscribe button. But I don't know which video will be next, because life can have a lot of kinks. So until next time, take care. GG, get jinxed. Thank you for watching, and enjoy pizza responsibly.